Now today's agenda, we will be looking at three areas. We will be looking at multi-booking itineraries, non-inventory bookings, and handling allotments. And I also want to emphasise that today's webinar is assuming previous knowledge. So I'm assuming that people have already attended the webinar, how to make a booking, and notes, flags and emails. So I'll be working in a test environment today, and the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a multi-booking itinerary. So I've got a client in front of me who is going to be booking 2 rooms and a tour at the same time. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to accommodation. I am a fan of the advanced screen myself, and the date I am interested in is the 20th of November this year. And I'm looking at 3 nights for 2 adults. And in this case, the client has advised they are interested in white sand villas. So from there I'll click on search. The property will come up, so I'll expand my selection, and I'm interested in the spa suite. The client has said to me that they require 2 spa suites. I can see there are 9 at my disposal. So the quickest way to book 2 of these rooms is to click on available and click on add to cart. The reason I add to the cart is that once it goes to the shopping cart, it will leave me on the screen. You can see that I've got 1 in my cart. I'm still on my screen. All I need to do is click on available again, add to the cart the second time, and that is the quickest way to book or reserve 2 identical rooms. At this stage, I'm still in the Book Easy dashboard. I have 2 rooms in my cart. So to add a tour, I can navigate around the main menu. So I'm going to click on Book Easy, and this time I'm going to click on Tours. The date I'm after for this tour is the 21st of November. It is for 2 adults. And I'm after the company Chris Tours. I have mentioned before that also when you're clicking the name of an operator, please make sure you have the blue word operator on the left-hand side to know that you are not going to be choosing something that does not exist. So I click on search. My operator has appeared. They are an instant availability operator, so I will click on book. And the tour that I am interested in here is the Sunset Bird Watching Tour Daylight Savings, which is available. But we do notice straight away that this operator is on request. So the first thing you must do is call the operator. So I can click on the operator name. I will get a pop-up screen. I can get on the phone, explain who I am, check, in fact, I do have availability at 5 o'clock for 2 adults. And I'll click on request. And this time, because my client is implying to me this is all they require, I will click on the green add and check out. It will add it to my shopping cart, but then it will also open up the shopping cart to allow me to proceed from then. You can add as much product as you wish to a shopping cart. There is no implication saying that your dates have to be the same. So if you are doing a full itinerary for a client who may be going to different locations, it can still be added to one itinerary if you wish. So I have the shopping cart. This is not a confirmed itinerary, hence my shopping cart is still counting down. But you'll notice a couple of other things. I'll just go back to the screen. I'm actually going to click on the shopping cart. If I click on the shopping cart, it will open up a window, and you have 4 choices here. You can clear the shopping cart. You can clear by component. You can click on the X in the top right-hand corner, which will close the cart, or you can check out. So I am at the stage where I have the ability to clear the entire cart, and you may amend, of course. But at this stage, you must address any booking questions that will appear. And in this case, this booking question, please select your pickup location. That is a compulsory question. If you choose to leave that blank, you will not be able to proceed without a warning message. So I'll ask my client, I'm interested in the Trinders Motel, and you will notice that you do get your revised changes. One of the things I encourage, and I see this a lot in the centre, is when you click on it, please only click once. I click once and I can see 3 tiny dots. It may take a moment for your screen to refresh, but if you get impatient and you try to click it again, you will find yourself falling into a vicious loop. You do have to be patient and you must allow the screen to refresh. So I can see now that I have 3 bookings on one itinerary at a total of $870. So I will proceed to check out. And as per previous webinar, I have identified that my client is a repeat client. So I'm going to click on existing client details and I'll ask the client for the first 3 letters of their surname, which I have identified as REN. Click enter or perform search. And it has searched both the first name and the surname of your client database for those 3 letters. The client I have identified is Jeremy Renner. I should always check phone number and email against the client, and at this stage I will go make booking. The minute you go make booking, it becomes a confirmed itinerary, and email notifications will go to both the client and the operator as required. So the email has gone to our client Jeremy Renner and emails have gone to each operator. For privacy reasons, of course, Chris Tours will not see the information for the accommodation and vice versa. I do have the ability to put in client notes and booking notes, and you will notice that the shopping cart has now disappeared because this is a confirmed itinerary. This itinerary is worth $870. I'm going to choose to pay this in full. So clicking on record other payment, and we're going to pay this in full by cash, and I can save payment. Once the payment has been applied to the booking, you will notice straight away that this is now a closed booking. So this is an example of a multi-booking itinerary. There is 1 itinerary number. There are 3 bookings. From the client's point of view, everything is together. From your point of view, everything is together. But everything to do with the operator and the booking is independent. So these 3 bookings are independent. So that is an example of a multi-booking itinerary. I'm going to move to the second section now, which is non-inventory bookings, and I want to go back to the slideshow on this. I want to have a little bit of a discussion about this. Got to keep in mind the majority of our accommodation providers do use channel managers, and if you're using a channel manager like Res Online, which is our channel manager, the reservations team at the property will update rates, availability and stop sells, which will feed into the channel manager and will feed out to both BookEasy and any other channel they have attached to their channel manager. When you make a booking, the booking will come through the channel manager. It will check rates, availability and stop sell before it feeds into the operator. Once it is received by the operator, the rates, availability and stop sell will be updated in the channel manager, which will hence update BookEasy and other channels, and you have a very, very happy operator. Now, a non-inventory booking will bypass all protocols. So if you make a non-inventory booking, you will go right past all of these protocols and it goes straight to the operator. If the operator has a channel manager, this effectively means that rates, availability and stop sells are not checked. The channel manager has not been updated, and theoretically both BookEasy and any other channels could be left wondering what is going on. So you can see that you've got both a confused and a maybe upset operator, and in this case the operator is actually looking right at BookEasy, so in a way they could be blaming you. So care must be taken with non-inventory bookings, but I'm not implying for a moment that you cannot use them. When should you use a non-inventory booking? Firstly, if there is no availability in BookEasy, however the operator has advised it is okay to proceed, or the operator or yourself are unable to update availability via the console. I also want to address, you as booking centre staff members, you are using BookEasy as your sole purpose to make bookings, and that is fine. But the operator are using BookEasy, a channel manager, and or a property management system. So if you're going to do a non-inventory booking, the operator may need to update 3 channels, which is a time issue. For that reason, I say to you, if ever you do a non-inventory booking, please be open, transparent, and honest with your operator. So I'm now going to do a non-inventory booking. So I'm going to go back to my home page. To do a non-inventory booking, you need to go to the operator search, and you can just put in the first few letters of the property you're looking after and go enter, and you'll see this time I have got the Moonlight Hotel. Whilst I'm on this page, I will also remind people not to use these buttons that say add accommodation booking or add tour, as they do refer to old legacy. So for a non-inventory booking, I'm going to select add other booking, and as per the previous demonstration, it bypasses all the protocols. There is no listing of rooms, listing of rates, because there is nothing to search. It will take you straight to the shopping cart, which is a free field. So in this case, I have spoken to the Moonlight Hotel, I've discussed my needs, and they have come back and said, yes, I can help you with a poolside studio. So my advice is to write in the name of the room or the tour in the description. Check that you do have the start date and the end dates as being correct. And when it goes to the price, when you put in the price, please for accommodation, make sure you put in the full price. This is not a nightly rate. It is the full price of $510. I will be clicking here, but normally when you play with a price, there is a button that says override total. There is no override total because you are bypassing all protocols. So I'll click on revise changes. I've got my 3 dots. It was very fast this time. I can check that everything is correct. And again, I'm going to proceed to check out. Again, if you've got a new client, put their details in, but I am going to search for an existing client, and this client has advised me the first 3 letters is TM, and my client is Shirley Temple. I'm going to click on Make Booking. When it goes to the confirmed itinerary, certain protocols will be followed and other protocols will not. This is still a confirmed itinerary. An email has gone to the client. An email has gone to the operator. Unfortunately, this operator does not have an email address, so that is something that I would be chasing once the client has departed. The main thing you will notice is that there is nothing under the details screen because the room theoretically has not been taken from availability. It is non-inventory. That room does appear in the top. It appears like it's in the internal notes, but it's actually in a side field. It is visible to the client. It is visible to the operator. But my advice is to copy the room name and to put it in the booking notes for the operator. I'm just going to add in some notes if I wasn't typing so fast. Again, the reason I put this information is to go back to the open, honest and transparent information. You have bypassed protocols. Make sure the operator is totally aware of what's going on. I'm going to pay this one in full as well. I'm choosing to pay this one by FPOS. Where's FPOS? It's at the top. So the FPOS is there. I'll put the $510 through my FPOS machine. It has gone through as approved, so I'll put through the approval number. I will save it. And the most important thing for you to be aware of as staff members, the itinerary is a normal itinerary. Emails will go through. When your finance team pay the operator, the normal net amount will go through, plus if the client cancels, normal cancellation fees will come through. The main thing is no channel manager has been touched. So we've talked about multi-booking itineraries and I've also talked about non-inventory bookings. Why have I chosen to include both of these in one webinar? And the reason is, when I was running a visitor centre myself, I had a lot of group bookings coming through, where a group may come to you and say, I want 15 rooms for the night of the 12th of August. So let's think about the protocols from both multi-booking itineraries and non-inventory bookings and how they can be utilised for group bookings. Firstly, are you asking for an allotment only, or you are working with a group and they're talking about dates but they're not going to fine-tune anything? This is a classic example where you could send through a non-inventory booking covering the quantity of rooms, date and total price. That means that when you do a non-inventory booking, where I've said poolside studio, you could say 15 poolside studio for 30 packs and then put in the total price. The most important thing is that your operator has to be aware that they will be adjusting availability in their channel manager and or their property management system. But when you've bypassed the allotment stage, i.e. the group has come back and said, yes, definitely lock in 7 rooms, this is where I advise to use the multi-booking itinerary and cancel non-inventory bookings as appropriate. Now, if you've sent a non-inventory first, the operator will need to make sure they've adjusted availability in their channel manager and the property management system to allow you to confirm a group booking. Again, open, transparent and honest communication with your operator is paramount. All past webinars will appear on the right-hand side. Thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon.